Hi everyone, it's me Lisa from Lisa Knits and Vlogs. Well, it's day one of Lisa's knit race and I have started a new project. It's not a scarf this time. I'm doing one that's called a Woolly Geo Blanket. It has, the borders is where I just do garter stitch, and in there, I'll see if I can take it out of here so you get to see that there are little diamonds in there. They have, the blanket has not diamonds, triangles. That's what it is. And I'll get it out of here. Let's see if you can see the triangles. That is what I am doing. And it is designed by an Emily Bolden from the Woolly Yarn. I went to the Woolly Yarn shop here in Melbourne, Australia, with the knitting club, and we came across this pattern. So most of us got the free pattern, which was good. So we got the free pattern. You can do it in a baby, a lap blanket, or a throw. At the moment, I'm doing the baby one. The dimensions are 66 centimetres by 81 centimetres. The yarn is what they call the Woolly 8-ply, 104 metres, 50 gram balls. The quality is 7 balls, which will turn out to 728 metres. I'm not using this yarn. I'm using my Four Seasons marble yarn. The needles are a 4mm circular knitting needles, 80 to 120 centimetres, depending on the size. I'm using a size 5 circular needles. The gauge is 19.5 stitches by 34 rows to 10 centimetres in pattern. The materials is 2 stitch markers and a yarn needle. There's the designer that made this pattern. Here's the pattern that I need to follow. I follow the note. I cast on 129 stitches because that's what I need for the baby. That's the lap, and then that's the throat. And then I got to work the next row. I need to cast on. Then the row I knit, the next row I knit 8. I place the stitch marker, which I'll show you what I've got to do. Then I knit to the last 8 stitches, place the stitch mark, and then I knit 8. And then I work from rows 1 to 20. And then I've got to knit 13 rows. We slip in the stitch marker. So when you knit 8, you slip the stitch marker over. Then you knit to the end, and then this is where the triangle pattern all comes in. There is 28 rows that I need to do. I start from row 1 to here, all the way to row 28. And then it's just telling me what I need to do when I need to get ready to do the last bit and then cast off or bind off, depending on. There's the abbreviations, and it also came with the chart. And this is how it starts. That's the border, and this is how it's sort of the triangle is. And that's what I've got to work by. And it does tell you who it was created by. And then it's got down the bottom. Our website is woolyyarn.com. Check out our stockets page to where you can find woolly near you. So that's what I need to do. Now, this is where I'm going to show you what I have done so far. There's my circular needles, and this is how it has turned out. Let me get myself untangled. So that way, there it is. We cast on 129 stitches. and I knitted the first row, and then this is where the stitch markers come in. So I knit the first 8, place the stitch marker and it goes over. Then I've got to follow the pattern to the last. Then I place the other stitch marker here and knit the last 8. So that is how, so then you're going to have the border all the way around. There's the border, there's the pattern that I got to follow, and it's 129 stitches where you've got to follow the pattern, and then you've got the border down the bottom. So that's it so far. So that's day 1. I'm not going to place a stitch marker here because then that'll be confusing with the stitch markers I already have there. Now I've got to do the pattern. The block of pattern I need to do 8 times. So that's block 1. I've got another 7 blocks to go. And this is why it's telling me here on the pattern where rows 1 and every row 1, 3, 7. So every odd number I need to row 1 and all the following rows, which is all the odd ones, I knit to the end. This is where the pattern comes into row 2, where I knit 8, slip the stitch marker over, knit 1. Then I purl 13, knit 1. Repeat to the marker, so I've got to repeat what's in the bracket. Then when I get to the stitch marker, I need to slip that over and then knit the 8. That's where the border comes in. And then rows 3, I've got to do row 1. So row 4, I've got to do, so every odd number I've got to do as row 1. Then every even number has their own pattern that I need to follow. And that is how I came to get this. And it's going to turn out really... Now that's the baby blanket. So I'm doing it on a size 5. So far that has taken me 1 day to get to there. And the stitch markers are very, very important because you need them to when you're doing the band. Now the yarn that I'm using is... I'll take it off there to make it easier. 4 Seasons Marble 8-ply, 100 grams acrylic, 100% acrylic, 100 grams. And it is called Wisteria. Made for Spotlight Pty Ltd. www.spotlight.com at www.spotlightstores.com. That is where I go for my yarn. Care instructions are: cool hand wash, do not bleach, do not tumble dry. Dry flat in the shade, low iron, dry cleanable to 270 meters in each skein of 100. 4mm knitting needles, 4.5mm knitting needles, or a 5. I'm using a 5. There's the knitting tension. For crochet hooks, you can use the same, but just check your tension. So that is what I am got on my hook. Well, not so much hooks, but my knitting needles to what I am doing at the moment. So that is what yarn I'm using, and this is how much I got left of the first ball. So it's saying I've got to do 8 blocks of this before I do up the top the same as down the bottom. So I do hope you get the chance to like and comment, and I will see you on the YouTube streets.